Lift your hands up and look through the spaces in your hands. And let yourself see the wall behind your fingers and the fingers. And the wall and the fingers. Notice that delightful energy flowing through your hands, relaxing your wrist and your elbows and your forearms and your shoulders. And as it's just relaxing your arms, and they start to feel a little bit heavy and relaxed. Just let the left hand now hold anything that's holding you back. Anything that you perceive as a limitation. Any uncomfortable, unnecessary emotional reactions. Let it hold all of that. And as that left hand is drifting down, your unconscious is accessing everything it needs to know about that problem. It's accessing all the records, all the files, all the memories, all your memories, all your wiring, all your associations. It's accessing everything it needs to know. Why you set up these patterns, how your patterns really wanted to help you. And as that left hand just drifts down, your unconscious in its own time is just accessing everything that's needed. Any understandings that you want to have, any insights, anything at all connected to this problem. And just as that in its own time, the left hand is drifting down. And as that is happening, the right hand is holding all the resources you haven't thought of yet, all the resources that are new, that are creative, that are unlimited. The right hand is holding all those resources and accessing them. Any solution, anything your body needs to know, anything your emotions need to know, anything your mind needs to know. And as your right hand is doing that, it's just letting itself go down to your lap. Just drifting down, accessing all resources, letting them be available to you. Super warrior resources to fight anything that you don't like. Black belts. Amazing resources available to you. And as I'm quiet, I'm just giving your unconscious the time it wants. Letting it have all the space to access its own way. Maybe seeing images, maybe hearing voices, maybe feeling sensations, maybe just enjoying. That's right, that's perfect. You're doing perfect, that's exactly right. Yes. Nothing to do really. Just let that unconscious be the brilliance it is. And as the unconscious has no time, no space, everything can just come in at once as a super high-speed download. And it works in ways you don't even have to know. And while that's happening, I'm going to talk to the group, and you just take your time. The amazing thing working with Milton Erickson is most of the time you didn't remember anything. He worked a lot with you not remembering anything, because he could work with like people getting operations without anesthetic, and you can do that pain thing, or some of these other pain things. There's lots of pain things you can do. So you can go to the dentist without Novocaine. I mean, Kali does that. So you can do all those things. But half the time when I was studying with him, I couldn't remember a thing. Like I'd spend all these days with him and then go back to California and I couldn't remember a thing. And my idea of learning was about remembering and passing exams. But when I look at my work, for the last 35 years, all the work that I did with him influenced other ways of working. Does that make sense? So I didn't remember a thing, and I had no idea when I was even using his work. And that's exactly how he worked, so that it would just influence everything. And I watched him work with this old couple that came in, and I tell you, their whole relationship changed. And they came in like that, and they even left as a pair. And they just thought he was a senile old bat. They didn't think anything even happened. And their whole relationship changed. And what he told them is a story of climbing a mountain. So they come in for the session, pay all their money, they sit down, and he tells them this story of climbing a mountain. How there's this path, and there's that path. And you choose one path, and you choose a difficult path, or you choose an easy path. And yet all the paths end up at the top of the mountain. Da-da-da-da, and they just left, holding each other's hands. And they had new ways to deal with obstacles. They had new ways to deal with obstacles that they never knew came from the session. They just had new ways to deal with obstacles, and they just thought, just the same as Zeke's going to see, that wow, here's an obstacle, and I just handled it totally differently. I just handled it in a way that I would have never handled it before. And as you have a looser and looser identity, you go, that's so much unlike me. I wonder who I am. That's so much unlike me. And you start letting yourself do more and more things that are so much unlike you. Like this couple who left holding hands and getting along was so much unlike how they were relating. And we all know that we have the skills, like Dale said. In other areas, he loves the edge. We already have the skills. And when I say 1, 2, 3, let yourself open your eyes. Have a breath. Be present in another way. Let your body just have some room and move. And how was it?
Yeah, interesting.
Was it all black, or was it what? Pictures, or It's all black most of the time for me, but how was it?
Mostly black. I think it was mostly the feeling of being content with not understanding how to do everything. Or from, from the conscious mind, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, so you actually got to feel that contentment of not knowing that the conscious mind didn't have to know everything.
Yeah, and I kind of felt scared the whole time, but it was, I think, usually when I have to think laterally about things, I have to get out of a scared headspace to do it, but it was kind of nice doing it.
From scared.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right, let's go a little bit deeper with that. It's okay. Let your eyes open and let them just close. And when they close, let yourself go as deep as you just were, as deep as you ever been, even deeper than you ever been. Deeper, more in hypnosis, more relaxed, more just floating, floating, floating. Comfortable with floating. And now notice that scared little bit, that little young bit of you that's scared. And that giant bit of you that's a soft, warm parent to that little young bit. Let that wise part of you, just right now, connect to that little young scared bit. And let that big, juicy, warm, comfortable, content bit just say hello like a little puppy, like bring that little puppy home. Bring that little puppy into safety. Bring that little puppy into cuddly. You're safe, little puppy. I've got my eye on you. I'm watching you. I've got your back. And let that scared bit just feel it's not all alone. It's got that whole big support. And let that support just nurture that little puppy the way it's been wanting to all along, but the puppy's been so busy being a little puppy. Yeah. That's right, yeah. Good. And just feel the love of the big one to the little bit. And let the little bit just completely enjoy it. And now in your own way, let that big one make a promise to the little bit that it will watch out for the little bit more consciously and hold the little bit's hand. Bring the young one along. Just bringing that young one into the big bit, feeling all nurtured. And let the little bit know that it's not alone, that it never was alone. The big bit was always there. And when they both have made a beautiful meeting, just let your left hand move so that I know. That's good. Perfect.